let's not make it specific to even just this initiative of the vaccine. Kibe, this is something we've talked about very many times on this same here show, that there's a lack of thinking when it comes to national policies and implementation. A thought process goes from here and it stops here. Look at the market in Karatina, just to show you how there is no thinking happening when it comes to national agenda and policy. These guys built a market, I think about, I don't know, billions upon billions were invested. I think it was, I don't know if it was 18 or 1.8 billion. Anyway, we paid for this mega market that was constructed. This thing is 4 floors up. It sounds like a great idea, yes?
Yeah, in Karatina.
Yeah, in Karatina. 4 floors up of market where people lay out their vegetables and whatnot. Kibe, if it's 4 floors up, you say you have maybe like 200 vendors who are all selling nyanyas, all selling kitungu, all selling cabbage, all what? If I come in and I'm going to the market, just think, 18 billion went. If I am going to the market, I know I want nyanyas, kitungu, what? If I find them on floor number 1, nitafika juu.
Kiss, Kenya's #1 hit music station.
Seen a license to sexually violate girls.
What do you mean?
Now she's talking about the HPV vaccine that
Okay.
is being given out indiscriminately to all 10-year-old girls.
Okay. Why is it a means to sexually violate girls?
So 10-year-old girls are being given a vaccine for
Yes.
something known for a sexually transmitted problem.
It's called HPV, human papilloma virus, or something
Yes.
like that. It's the one now that this virus apparently makes women predisposed to...
Cervical cancer.
Yes.
Yes. But now they're using the big word cervical cancer so that you guys can take all your kids to vaccinate them
Yes.
for a sexually transmitted disease.
So I want to know what's her name again?
Dorothy Kweyu.
So Dorothy says that this vaccine essentially is opening doors for sexual exploitation of girls.
No.
How? I want to know what the connection is.
You see, what you're saying is this, is that you want to protect everybody from this HPV, which is a sexually transmitted
Virus. Yes.
at 10.
I
Okay.
don't...
Let me give you an example. There's syphilis, there's gonorrhea, there's what, there's so many STIs, there's HIV, right? But here you are protecting somebody from HPV, which is not even a common problem. You understand? But it is being given to everybody like it is. Like now, if for example,
No,
okay, let me give you for example.
Yeah.
If here on Kiss FM, let's say we're about 100 of us. If one person gets a cold, do we give everybody a shot or do we send that one person home? It's easier to send that one person home, right?
Yes.
It's easier to deal with the person who
Yes.
is the problem
But you
than
see
having to deal with everybody
But see now,
at once.
there you're talking about something we call cure.
Yes.
Vaccines are preventative, all right? We've realized...
Not yet proven, by the way.
No, okay, just listen, okay? Just give it nini. First of all, I'm tired of these very alarmist sentiments coming from women. The other day, it was how the FGM makes us better wives or better women or whatever. Now it's that this vaccine apparently is exposing girls to sexual exploitation. Come on, and then when you break it down, this is just such nonsense. Listen, okay?
What are you complaining about?
Listen,
Do you know? Do you have the facts?
See, let me talk. Okay? HPV has been found to be that one thing that predisposes women to cervical cancer. Cervical cancer that is unique to people with cervixes. Those are women. Now, in this day and age, any young girl, lady, reaches a point of reproductive health essentially at the age of 10. So you're predisposed to anything. It's just a vaccine, my gosh. You're going to say how this vaccine is going to make girls get raped or something. This is so alarmist.
What I'm saying is this.
Let us prevent. Kibe, we cannot
okay,
say
you've said
that.
your piece. You've said your
No,
piece.
I want to finish. The same way you're saying if someone has a flu, you just send that one person home. It's so hard to treat any form of cancer right now. Wouldn't it just be better to put in place measures where young girls or girls period or women period aren't predisposed to it? This is a first step in great innovation when it comes to medicine
Okay.
specific to women.
Okay, I agree with you. If you were to have relations with a 10-year-old, what would happen? You go to jail for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these people are considered not active. Why are we giving not active people and so we wait until they're 18? What is the government saying by giving 10-year-old girls a sexually transmitted vaccine? Yeah, but okay.
First of all, anyone can get this vaccine, all right?
Okay, listen. You said your piece. Please be quiet. Sexually transmitted at 10. Unapati watu you are 10 years old, and we are saying that in this country, the age of consent is 18. So these 8 years, are you saying this toy is what? Exposed to sexually transmitted diseases? This kid is not supposed to be having any sex at all. So what now this lady is saying is this: can we wait until this person gets to the age when we agree that they are sexually active, and then they can get the vaccine at that point?
Cool.
Why are you getting the vaccine now? Why at 10 years old?
Yeah.
And why to everybody? It's ridiculous.
It makes sense.
It's ridiculous.
It
And
makes
there's no
sense.
proof that even when you're given this vaccine, that you will not suffer from cervical cancer. There is no cure for cancer right now.
Fine.
There's not a single cure for cancer. Nobody is getting treated. I mean, nobody is living alive. Everybody is going out once you have cancer. So why are we discussing about preventing cancer? You cannot prevent it. It's nonsense. What you're doing here, this is rubbish.
But at the same time, honestly, you said her name is Dorothy. You can't go around saying a vaccine is opening doors to sexual exploitation. What I'm just saying is, what you're saying is relevant, Kibe. It makes sense. But let's not be alarmist in how we're putting out these narratives. It's a very sensitive matters, huge things. Don't go out and say.
But that's the whole premise of giving the vaccine.
That
Giving
is
the
what?
vaccine is that these girls are sexually active. That's the premise of giving the vaccine.
Guys, let's not make it specific to even just this initiative of the vaccine. Kiba, this is something we've talked about very many times on this same here show. That there's a lack of thinking when it comes to national policies and implementation. A thought process goes from here and it stops here. Look at the market in Karatina, just to show you how there is no thinking happening when it comes to national agenda and policy. These guys built a market, I think about, I don't know, billions upon billions were invested. I think it was, I don't know if it was 18 or 1.8 billion. Anyway, we paid for this mega market that was constructed. This thing is 4 floors up. It sounds like a great idea, yes?
Yeah, in Karatina.
Yeah, in Karatina. 4 floors up of market where people lay out their vegetables and whatnot. Kibe, if it's 4 floors up, you say you have maybe like 200 vendors who are all selling nyanyas, all selling kitungu, all selling cabbage, all what? If I come in and I'm going to the market, just think, 18 billion went. If I am going to the market, I know I want nyanyas, kitungu, what? If I find them on floor number 1, nitafika juu. Will I panda till 3rd floor, 2nd floor, what not? If I can find everything I need because everyone is selling the same things on ground floor.
So the problem here,
We spent money, we built this market. There was no thinking about what a market operates like.
okay.
And the money went, the vendors are not using this market. It's just an empty building. That was money that was spent for a great idea with no thinking that has not.
Now, we were discussing earlier about vaccines and why they're being given to 10-year-olds. Now, when you give a vaccine to a 10-year-old girl, you're telling her that this vaccine, remember this is a 10-year-old girl who akona akili. A 10-year-old girl is probably more in terms of akili imefunguka kuliko ya a 10-year-old boy. So this lady or this girl knows some things. Then you tell her, I'm giving you a HPV vaccine to protect you against a sexually transmitted disease. So at 10 years old, she already knows, oh, okay. So if you're giving it to me now, it means that I should be sexually active. Probably she's even started getting herpes. Okay? So you've already put this seed in her mind that now we're telling you something about your sexual reproduction, whatever. And then we go to other statistics, we find that there are a lot of girls who are getting pregnant while in high school. Too many. And the ones that are reported are the few ones. The ones who are procuring abortions are the many. Like now, if we say out of maybe 20,000 girls got pregnant maybe last year while they were doing the exams, you'll find out maybe the real number was about 100,000. 80,000 got abortions. Why are we walking around this country? Why are we pretending like we don't do these things? Why are we pretending like our girls are not out there active? Why are we burying our head in the sand? Why is nobody going to accept that story? Because I'll tell you one thing. When I had a girlfriend, and this girlfriend, we stayed together for 6 years. And when we were together, she procured 2 abortions, one of which I took her. But nobody's ever going to admit that. Nobody's ever going to say, I've got one. But when I took her there were men there and there were other women there. As in, we were not alone. It's not that it's something we had done by ourselves. There was even a campaign some time back about this thing. And nobody's going to admit it. But we're going to give our children a vaccine. But nobody's ever going to admit that some things are going on undercover. Who's ever going to admit I got an abortion? Even women will never say. They'll probably call you and say, don't say my name. Don't say my name. I got an abortion, but don't say my name. This is happening. These are discussions we need to have in this country. Menje is out for a second. I know you're missing her voice. But this is the truth. Even as she comes back, let me just say my piece before she comes back, because I know she won't give me a chance. But this is happening. Can we start having these discussions? You as parents, are you talking to your children? You as a girl, and there's a chick, you're telling me just now. She's had 2 abortions and she's on her way to get a 3rd one. I mean, there's so much education in our schools. How come this education is not trickling down to our children? How come we're still having more abortions than before? Pregnancy is higher than before. In the age of a smartphone, in the age of dissemination of information, then kuna shida. There's a problem. Either we need to stop educating our girls and just let them be, or we rethink this whole thing. Ah, come on now.
Hey, Chairman.
Vipi bana?
Kibe.
Itakuwaje?
Mother, true story, and I feel what you're saying, eh? This is banal. There's no way these guys are hiding something. And I suspect ni family planning wanacheza na watoto wetu.
Ni family planning, sio?
Hey!
Hizo vitu mbili zinaenda hand in hand bana.
Hey, how come squeezy, eh? We get people are married, 4 years of engaging, there's no atoi.
Yes.
There's something the government is not telling us.
Very good.
Yeah?
Lazima tuchambue mpaka tupate bana.
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Kibe.
Hey, good morning. What's up, bro?
Hi, come in Thailand from Nairobi now. This issue we're talking about, it's all about the hypocrisy in this country. As you're saying, there is too much hypocrisy and people behaving like things are not happening.
Okay.
And then you want to hide things under the carpet by doing some shady stuff.
Yeah.
Now you have said the government is going to pay 6,000 bob to administer this thing, and yet you don't want to address the fact that our schooling system, our leaders are the most top people in this world. When someone goes and is taking interviews of how he's dating 3 young children, young girls, and he doesn't have the fear, he doesn't have the moral capability of accepting that he's doing something wrong, then the country is all warped. We are hypocrites and we are lying to ourselves. And this country will never become better. It will only become worse. That's why we are so broke, because the government is saying we are so rich. You know?
Hey, let's hope that we can change things, bro. Because if you look at how the situation has been, the 6,000 bob is for the polio vaccine, okay, which gets to every kid in this country. I wish they could take food to the kids in the country. Then the HPV vaccine is going to cost a minimum of 13,000 shillings per shot. This is the government that is giving to every girl in this country who's 10 years old at a cost of 13,000 shillings per shot. This is the same government we are saying is so insincere and is spending our money wrongly. And we're saying these guys are going to give, every time we talk about procurement, our problem is not even the vaccine. The vaccine might probably be good. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm still yet to find that out. But the fact that the government is the one which is spearheading this, and us guys agree to it, and we're saying yes, and we're saying okay, just go ahead and do whatever. They gave our kids polio. Nobody said anything. At 6,000 bob, every kid in the country got it. They even now did a vasectomy. They said it's free to get a vasectomy. As a man, if you want a vasectomy, go for it, it's free. Do you know it costs 15,000 bob for a vasectomy? Who's paying this money? Where is the agenda? There's an agenda here that we don't know. Why are we so intent on giving these 3 things to our people? Well, we're not explaining why people in Baringo don't have food. We're not explaining why we still have corruption cases every place in our country. That's my point.
Swalanyeti. If there's something that you want to contribute to this, 0711 046 100 is the number. Omondi Energy anasema he's supporting the vaccine to the young girls because apparently these young girls are getting pregnant at an early age. I don't know, but I need you to call me 0711 046 100. Not forgetting there is still that smartphone up for grabs courtesy of the Songa app.